Frost, what's up, party people? Yeah, so I'm out here in Brooklyn today. Um, Actually supposed to be getting to something. I gotta wait around for a minute though. I think I gotta receive a phone call or some shit. Not important. All right, so how's everybody doing? Hope everybody having a beautiful day. First thing I want to do is I want to apologize about there being no Tonight Show last night. I kind of got caught up, so I want to apologize about there being no Tonight Show last night. I actually had a guest that was supposed to come on, a rapper. We're gonna have him on Monday. He's gonna pull up on Monday. Um, got a couple of new things that I'm trying to bring to the channel as far as letting y'all know more about underground shit that's happening in the underground, shit that's just happening that other outlets aren't talking about. So we lining up for that type of shit. Real quick, I want to say something because I think everybody misses. I think some people miss why homegirl getting only I think some people miss why homegirl only getting 10 years or whatever the fuck that is. It's such a travesty of justice because first of all, she's not gonna serve 10 years. So everybody that don't know, she's not gonna serve 10 years. All right, that's one. Two, when you have black people firing guns into the air, and then upon them firing guns into the air, they getting 20 years and better. What in the fuck? They getting 20 years and better. And you have somebody that actually murdered somebody and they get 10, that's crazy. Another reason why this is just absolute insanity is courtrooms are supposed to be impartial. At least the judge is supposed to be impartial. The judge is in no way supposed to be biased. In no way. It becomes viral often when a judge shows a bias. Like if somebody mows down a ton of kids and then that judge, when they're sentencing, goes on a rant and talks about how these type of people don't need to be in public, that we need to put these people away before they hurt more people. A lot of those rants go viral. But that's because of a strong emotional reaction that judge is having at that time to a travesty that has happened that has taken away lives. Rarely have we ever seen, if ever, somebody murder somebody, whether it be by accident or on purpose, and a judge embraces them in the courtroom. That is a rarity. That harkens back to the time of slavery, when a slave would be, when they used to, not even slavery, but like right after slavery, probably like in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s. For everybody that don't know what picnic comes from, picnic is basically pick a nigga. And that they would then hang from a tree, or they would do whatever fucking other wild shit too, in the course of killing them or right before they killed them. That's what a picnic is actually. So everybody that have picnics and talk about that shit, you don't really know what you're talking about. Like, you don't understand its roots. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's what that harkens back to, in my opinion. You can have your own opinion. You don't gotta agree with me. But once you get disrespectful with your disagreements, you're gonna get hit in the face with bags. We all know that. I ain't had nothing to eat today yet either. They got sliders now with this place? You know what? They're having a problem. They not making as much money as they thought they would be making. So what happens is you have to come up with something that's a novelty. Yeah, so people buy sliders, so let's get into the slider war. Talking about, so y'all know, we talking about Subway, by the way. Yeah, it's only $1.89. Yeah. Picnics actually come from the celebration that these towns would happen. When they would go, they would find a black person, and they would, at the culmination of their celebration, they would, throughout the course of the day, they would be abusing this person, cutting, stabbing, beating them up, whatever the case might be. And then, during the day, and the culmination of the event would be them either hanging the black person, castrating them, shit like that. That's the roots of picnics. So, at least as far as I know it. So, know what you're getting yourself involved in, man. Stop blindly following shit. People just blindly follow. Stop blindly following. You know, have your own designs, have your own ideas. You know, just have your own shit. That's why often when I get in arguments with people on here, 9 times out of 10, it's them talking about some colonial, it's a colonial state of mind, some colonial mindset, and they trying to attribute that to a conversation that me and them is having, and they half of the time don't even know why they think the way that they think. They just think I'm disagreeing with them, when often I'm disagreeing on a whole deeper level than just me saying I think that you're wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Usually I'm disagreeing on a level fundamentally that type of thinking is going to cause that type of thinking is into my opinion destructive. So that's where like mentally I usually am with it, just to be honest with you. Hold on 1 second. How your brothers doing today? I'm sorry to interrupt. Nah, let me not get involved. What happened? Yeah, yeah. Usually I'm disagreeing on like, okay, I don't like the thing that's the surface element, but usually I'm disagreeing on such a more fundamental. I'm disagreeing at such a deeper level than the person even understands. So they like, oh, I'm just not letting them talk. When I'm trying to explain, well, the thing that you're saying is incorrect. I don't agree with that. But even more importantly, the idea that helped manifest this design that you have, that you're trying to display to me, is duly represented in slave mentality. And when we look at the shit that happens in our culture and just happens in the street every day, you could see the people who are engulfed in the slave mentality that we live in, and they can't get out of it. And there's nothing they can do about it because they haven't learned to unlearn. They have to first unlearn. And then after they unlearn, they're gonna have room to fill that area with new information. And so that's often what the problem is, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Think about it. You literally have people telling me I need to stop kicking people because they're trolls. Telling me that I'm gonna, hold on, listen to what I'm saying. Shout out to Foot in the Ass Entertainment. He said, let me start off this $5 drive. I'm gonna shoot that to you today, what we talked about yesterday, my guy. Yeah, do that. Yeah, they still, I'm not even gonna say they still plugged into the matrix, but that's a great way to put it. But what it is people don't want to give up shit that they know, because a lot of times our self-identity is attached to our childhood. A lot of times our self-identity is attached to the things that we learned when we was, coming of age. So if you try to tell somebody that thing that they learned when they was coming of age is incorrect, a lot of times people are gonna feel like you're telling them you're attacking their life or their lifestyle, or that's how people are gonna often feel. So that's why it's so hard to let somebody that don't know, like inform somebody that they might be wrong about something. Because when you inform somebody they might be wrong about something, often they're not taking it as that thing that you're saying is wrong. They're taking it as a personal attack on whatever they are. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. At least that's what I believe is going on. I'm not gonna hold you. Everybody got a right to, whatever they want to believe in. Everybody has a right to whatever they want to believe in, period. I'm not trying to tell you that you have to believe in what I believe in. But what I'm saying is, when you really start paying attention to the way that we're taught to think, you start understanding that the way that we're taught to think and on a level that's meant to, prevent us from growth. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. So a lot of people are talking about the Bible, right? Do you know there was a Bible that the slaves used, and there was a Bible that was the regular Bible? The regular Bible has like over 1,000 books in it. The Bible that the slaves was getting only had like 20-something books in it. So that means that they was giving the slaves only the Bibles that would keep them in subservity, that would keep them subservient. They wasn't giving the slaves all the parts of the Bible that had to deal with revolution. If you read the Bible, I've read the Bible. If you've read the Bible, you know that a lot of the Bible is about revolution. So whenever I hear somebody say, well, the Bible is what kept us in slavery, I immediately say, see, you've been taught wrong. Somebody told you something, right? And instead of you actually finding out how true the thing is that the person that told you is, what you did was you took what they said as a truth. Never take what anybody tells you as a truth. When somebody tells you something, they're telling it to you in the manner in which they understand it. They're telling it to you on the plane that they understand it. So never takes anybody's what they're telling you as a truth. What you're going to take it as is, you're going to take it as information to add to whatever whatever information you currently have in order to allow for you to understand that subject matter better. That's how you should take it. Also, whenever anybody tell you something, even when I tell you something, if you can, research it. I might be wrong. Maybe I'll tell you some shit that I've been thinking for the last 20 years. You go find out the truth, come back, tell me, I'll research it, figure out, you know what, maybe I was wrong about that thing. Now I could give out the appropriate information. See, we don't think like this. You understand what I'm saying? We're taught to think that our opinions are facts. That's why a lot of times when people come in here and they talk to me about their opinions, they're mad at me because they think that they're speaking facts. You're not speaking facts, you're speaking your opinions. 90% of the things that we tell people that we perceive to be facts is opinions. Yo, what up? Appreciate you. What's up, my brother? You want to give a shout out?
Oh, my name is Lloyd Warlord.
What's up?
Lloyd Warlord.
All right, that's what that nigga watching me right now, yeah? Shout out to that. Appreciate you. Nigga donated to the $5 drive. Appreciate you, my brother. Pardon me, y'all. I don't be meaning to spit and shit. What up, my brother? How you doing? All right. I'm trying to tell you, man. But back to what we was talking about. So a lot of times people, what they perceive, whatever the fuck is going on with them, right? What they perceive is, they think that what they're saying is fact because they believe this thing, so they think that the thing that they believe is certified and is true. But a lot of times the things that we believe is not certified and true. A lot of the times the things that we think and believe have just been things that have been told to us, and a lot of times we're not even able to understand. Yeah, she had a fatty. And a lot of times we're not even able to understand when we're given this information just how the totality of its importance. So since when we're given the information, we're not able to understand how important it is, how could we then, you know, through growth and through development throughout the course of our lives, then be able to establish a point where this information, we're able to use it correctly? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you ever had when I was in school, they did this thing, and I think they did this thing to help with the rumor shit, right? So, I don't know, some kind of clothing apparel thing. Shout out to them. I'm going to bill them. So what they did was they line up all the kids, and they have the kids at one end whisper something. They give a kid a secret to whisper. And by the time it gets all the way to the end, that whatever that was said is totally wrong. Think about how that's how all of the information that we receive is. If you don't get the information straight from the spigot, if you don't get the information directly from the source, then there's a good chance that whatever information you have has already been switched and changed up due to the ability for the individuals where it started at, and by the time it gets to you, to understand whatever it is that the topic is that they're talking about. So you got to take that into consideration. Give it up like that. That's a whole fact. I don't know what's doing. That's a whole fact. So that's why I kick people. Because a lot of times people come in here with that slave mentality, and they don't even know that it's a slave mentality. They think it's just them being, how do you say, God damn it. Hold on, I'm back. That's just them thinking, that's just them think I'm fucking predictive programming. Thank you. That's absolutely part of it. But that's them thinking that other people's ideas are their own. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times they plant predictive programming. That's a fact. A lot of time they plant stuff here, they plant stuff there, or should I say, ideas are being planted all over the place. So people then think that there's something is their original idea, but it's not. It's actually been implanted in you through media, implanted in you through life experience, implanted in you through, you know, prospects of what you can and can't do, you know, resources or the lack of their resources. So then people argue real strong for these points, and they think they're arguing about things that is solely theirs and it's solely original. But if I tell you that, hey, guess what? I fucking heard somebody tell me that thing that you think is solely original 5 years ago, you're gonna argue with me. You feel me? You're gonna argue with me, tell me I'm wrong. But in reality, that thing that you thought of, that you think is all your idea, somebody probably thought of that shit 200 years ago. Just to be honest with you. It's just that it was due to you know, the change of our evolution of the human race, you know, due to us having more resources now, due to us having cars now, rather than, you know, running around in horses like we would have been doing 2,000 years, due to us having more densely populated cities, you know, due to those effects, the idea or the concept is slightly changed, but that doesn't mean that it's not the same base idea element. King James and Shakespeare, first of all, from what I hear, King James not only was a black guy, but King James also, he was illiterate. So, you know, shout out to that. And the King James Version Bible actually was written by Shakespeare as it was spoken by King James. That's a fact. That's what I've heard. But yes, we don't know how true or not true anything is that happened 100 years ago. All we could go on is people's perception of that time and how they documented it. That's it. I was talking to somebody today, and I wanted to explain something to them very carefully. It was an individual that likes running around talking about their kid has a mental disorder. And you want to know one of the main reasons why when you go to a psychiatrist and they feel that you have a mental disorder, one of the first things they say to you is do your family has a history of a mental disorder? The reason why they ask that is a person just doesn't have a mental disorder. 9 times out of 10, even 9.5 times out of 10, they acquired that mental disorder because they lived with someone who had a mental disorder. They spent a lot of time around somebody that had a mental disorder, so therefore they acquired a mental disorder. So if you're a parent and you're going around telling people that your kid is crazy, anybody that has any real training in psychological in the way that the mind works, the first thing that they're gonna think is, you have a mental disorder.
Come back and see this nigga? Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Well, we're also taught that a lot of things that I wouldn't personally consider to be mental disorders. No, not all mental disorders are genetic. That is not true. There are tons of mental disorders that are acquired through life, not in trauma. Not all mental disorders is genetic. You see how homeboy just came in here? You see how homeboy just came in here and said the thing? And that's what I'm talking about, because that's what they try to make you believe. Mental disorders are genetic. PTSD exists. ADD, ADHD exists. So that thing that you just said is absolutely incorrect. And I'm not trying to disrespect you on it. I'm just saying what it is. Shout out to Derek Devers joining the $5 drive. He said, watching from Georgia at work, building a new Suicide Squad movie. That's what it is, my dude. Yo, Derek, hit me on the side. You already know. Yo, Derek, hit me on the side. Yo, somebody throw my email up in there in my IG. I've seen your name before too, Derek Devers. Hit me on the side. You already know what it is. Yes, some people might call it a condition. Some people might call it a mental disorder. Right now, that's just semantics and you're playing with words. I'm not an idiot, man. I'm not the most intelligent guy in the world, but I'm far from an idiot and I know how words work.
I will. I'll be this far, but I'm not, watch.
If you're gonna come on here and try to play with words with me, it's not gonna turn out the way that you think it is. I 100% believe that the internet causes schizophrenia. I think the internet causes a lot of different disorders. I think watching television causes disorders. Like, perfect example. You want to know one of the main reasons why we have shorter attention spans nowadays? I'm going to explain to you the main reason why we have shorter attention spans nowadays. Because you watch television. The simple act of watching television is going to cause for you to have a shorter attention span. I explained to you why. No, it has nothing to do with desensitization. It has nothing to do with the fact that television is lying, which it usually is. It has nothing to do with the fact that the television is actively programming you. All of these things are true, but it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with the television is an idiot tube. But I'm not disagreeing with any of these points, and I'm not saying that these points are not correct. I'm going to explain to you. When you watch a TV show that's a half an hour TV show, it's really only about 22 minutes of television show. The actual show is 22 minutes, just for everybody to know. It's about 22 minutes, 21 minutes. Think about how many times they have commercial breaks. About 4 minutes a commercial break. How long are commercials? Some commercials are 15 seconds long. Other commercials are 30 seconds long. You're constantly training your brain to move from one thing to another, to another, to another. You're literally creating a situation where you can't pay attention to anything over long stretches of time. Now tell me what ADHD is. Why do you think these kids that be having ADHD and all this other stuff, it be the kids that the parents sit in front of the fucking TV all day? Parents go do some other shit, sit them in front of the TV all day. I guess I was fortunate. I ain't had no TV when I was a kid, really. I can't even lie to you. That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. When I was a kid, I didn't really have a TV. Y'all motherfuckers had it good. There was points in my life where I had a TV, but I probably there's years where I didn't have a working TV in my house. Speaking facts. Yep, and you had to go outside. And that was all kids had to go outside. You wasn't able to sit in the house in the summer. Your parents was like, get the fuck up out of here after you clean. It's a fact. Matter of fact, that's how the parents used to trick us into going outside for longer, knowing that the minute you came back in, you had to clean some shit. This is a whole fact. Yes, it absolutely causes attention deficit hyper disorders. That's a fact. Think about that for a minute. You watching something for about 3 or 4 minutes and it goes to commercial, and then you watching something for 30 seconds, that commercial's over. 10 seconds, the next commercial. Might be a 5-second spot, then it might be a 15-second spot, and then you watching the actual show that you're trying to watch for 4 minutes again. Think about that. I'm gonna tell you how real it is. Anybody watches Adult Swim?
No, it's 3K.
So Adult Swim, when they do the anime, I'm gonna tell you what they do. They have one big block of commercials. The anime comes on, the anime's on for about 10 minutes, and then there's a big block of commercials, and then they show the rest of the show. Why? Because they don't do the same thing in Japan that they do over here. Okay? I'm tired of giving out game though. Shout out to DC. Yeah, you had to go outside. That's a fact. And I grew up, so I really wasn't going outside. It's a long story. But when I went to my family crib, I had to go outside. Yeah, that's also not. Yeah, okay, so I used to go to school for marketing. When you take up marketing, you know one of the things that you have to take up? You have to take up psychology classes when you take up marketing. Why would they make you take up psychology classes when you have to take up marketing? Why would they make you have to take up psychology classes when you take up marketing? When you take up marketing, you got to take up psychology classes. Why? You know how many psychology classes I had to take? I only took marketing for like a year and a half. Think about that. Oh, man. I don't even want that energy around me. I'm walking down the block. Shout out to Rich Real Name. I don't even know them, but I don't want that energy around me. Shout out to Rich Real Name starting the $2 drive. He said, let me find out Saturday jumping off. I try to get a Saturday show every morning, man. Shout out to Louis Cologne. We got to find something to call the $10 donations. Can you said happy birthday? Happy birthday, Angela. That's a fact. Happy birthday, Angela. Just turned 20. Okay. Is she single? I'm just joking and shit. Anyway, exactly. That's the point that I just wanted to make. You understand what I'm saying? That's just the point that I just wanted to make. I took up psychology class. I mean, I had to take psychology classes when I took up marketing. Think about that for a minute. You feel me? So that's why I think I just, when you learn certain things, you just look at other shit different. You understand what I'm saying? When you learn certain things, you just look at certain things different. I walk on the block, man. I ain't want none of that energy around me. Dude start talking about when he get his hands on the other guy. Nah, yo. Trying to tell you that's what I do. I avoid all BS. I don't even care if it's aimed at me, aimed at somebody else. I avoid it. I don't got time for it. I don't find this shit humorous. I'm not trying to find out if anybody got hurt. I'm not trying to find out none of that shit. I'm like, okay, it's happening over there. I'm going over there. To get into the minds of the consumer, $1.99 sounds better than $2. Well, to the people that actually donate $1.99, then I want to call it $2. For the people that donate $2.99, still the $2 drive. The stamp is still blue. Everything inside of blue is the $2 drive. Unless it's less than $1, and then I don't know what to call it then. Everybody's equal. Oh, you from out here, Rich? That's what it is? Yeah, we on Church at 18th. That's a fact. Look at that shit. It's gotta be safe ass block. You do anything on this corner, you just trying to go to jail. You do anything on this corner, you are literally saying, police, come get me. I had a short change drive. That is kind of dope. I plan on maybe being somewhere else in Brooklyn today where there's gonna be a whole bunch of models at. I might be pulling up on that later. Oh, the psychology of marketing. Yeah, that's a fact. No, I get you. I just wanted you to understand that the way that I particularly speak is usually all-inclusive. Oh, Apple don't allow you to round to whole dollar? You bitch ass. Anyway, used to drink a lot of water out of the garden hose. That's a fact. Yo, the shit we used to do back in the day, yo, drinking out of the pump. Motherfucker know he can't keep running in and out the house. You gotta drink out the pump, drink out the fire hose. That shit is real. Yeah, I vote on negativity. I'm not giving it. What the hell? People are weirdos. That's why I don't like, I'm not gonna say I don't like, but that's why I don't watch, what do you call those shows? Those reality TV show shits. Hold on. Hey, yo, what up, yo? Yeah, I'm on your block right now, man. I'm coming back to the front of your crib. All right, later. Oh, I'll let y'all later, man. I gotta go take care of something. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We going live again today, maybe 2 or 3 times today. So don't go nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. We going live about 2, 3 times a day. Make sure y'all pay attention. Y'all do know after y'all get a couple of alerts, they stop sending you notifications. That's just the way the shit work. They just stop sending you notifications after you get a certain number of notifications because YouTube don't want to be bugging niggas all day. That's how the app actually works. So just pull up. Definitely like around 6:20, 6:10, 6:20. I should be going live around that time, but we should be going live again before then, so everybody knows. All right. So look, I love y'all. Everybody enjoy y'all day. I'm out.